guys, welcome to another video. I'm sorry I've been MIA, my tripod broke and I had to get a new one, but we're back, and we're back with a very festive fall look. So if you want to see how I did it, stay tuned. As always, I'm just going to speed through sort of prepping these tips. I am just filing off the rough edges on the end, buffing them over with a 100 grit buffer from Wildflowers Nails, and then I go in with a base coat. This is my performance base coat from Medusa. Once those are cured, I'm going to start getting my color together. So for this, I wanted to get a mustardy yellow. So I used Fall from the gel bottle and mixed it with Catching Rays, which is a bright yellow from Nobility. So I just decant some of the yellow onto my little palette, and then I'm going to go in and you'll see me put the Fall off to the side. I put it off to the side because I want to be able to add in as much or as little as I want. So it gives you a little bit more control than just dumping it right in the middle. And then you have to sort of make more of a mix than you're intending. So just a good little tip if you like to mix your own sort of custom gel colors. And then I'm just going to go in with a little dotting tool and mix this together. So now that I've got my color, I'm taking my Light Elegance flat number 4 gel brush, and I'm gonna put this on the thumb and the pinky. So for the balance of a nail set, it's always helpful to have sort of like anchor nails. A lot of times I'll do the thumb plus either the middle ring finger or pinky finger. Thumb and index don't really make too much sense because they're super close to each other. So the other fingers allow you to sort of give your look a really nice balance. So we're gonna have some sweater print on these nails, as you saw in the video and in the thumbnail. So we're gonna do that, we'll cure it off, and then once that comes out of the light, we'll do white gel polish on the index and the ring finger. Those are eventually going to get transfer foil, and then the middle finger is gonna get a red, just a solid cream red gel polish on it. If you're curious what colors I'm using, the red is Diva from the Gel Bottle ink, and the white is Dirty Diana, After Labor Day. Dirty Diana is the black. After Labor Day from Dipped in Pretty. So once you have 2 coats on all of that, I'm going to go in with Lava from the gel bottle. This is just a red glitter, a fine red glitter in sort of a red jelly base. So I'm going to do 1 coat of Lava on top of the red nails just to add a little bit of sparkle, because what is a fall/winter nail without a little bit of sparkle? So we'll do that on both sets. And then once we're done, we're about ready to start our sweater nail process. So I want these particular sweater nails to be glossy underneath. You can make them matte underneath if you prefer. I've done it both ways. I like it both ways. But because this is a lighter color, I thought that the contrast might show up a little bit better if the base was glossy. So I'm going in with a no wipe glossy top coat on the yellow nails, and then I'm also just going to throw a coat on the red nails because those are essentially done, and I don't want to forget to top coat them. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my top coat on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th fingers, and then we'll come back for the next step. So for this portion, you are going to need some clear acrylic powder. This is ASP clear acrylic powder that I got from Sally's. It does not have to be expensive. It does not have to be good. It just has to be clear. So I'm going to draw out my sweater pattern. You can do a million different varieties. This one I find to be the easiest for me and the quickest, but if you're looking for something that stands out a little bit more, you can use dots, you can use hearts, you can do stars, you can do sort of whatever you want. A good trick is just to sort of go onto Pinterest or Google Images, right, and look up sweater prints and patterns, and you can find some really nice cable knit ideas. So here I started going in and I was having a little bit of trouble with the control. It wasn't as even and as consistent as I wanted. So I'm going to show you guys sort of an easier way to do it, especially if you're a beginner with sweater print. The easier way, in my opinion, is to draw your middle lines so that you know your spacing is pretty even. So these are going to be my diagonal lines on the cable knit. So you'll see I'm trying to space them out fairly evenly. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Nothing in this is going to be totally perfect, but the neater you can get it, obviously, the better it's going to look. So I do a diagonal downwards, and then I'm doing the down facing leg, and then I'm going to flip my nail around so that I can keep working, pulling the brush toward myself. That's just the easiest way, in my opinion, to control your polish. So flip the nail over and then do the other legs on the way down. Of course, some sweaters have a crossed cable knit, so you can cross this, you can do whatever you want. And then you just can go in and sort of clean up anything, make it nice and even so that all the lines have a similar thickness and whatnot. So the next thing I'm going to do is just add some accents on the side. I'm using my striping brush still. You could go in with a dotting tool if you want them to be perfectly round, but I'm just drawing some dots right along the side of that line. And then I'm going to draw some inward facing sort of like hash marks on the edge just to give it, again, additional texture. So you'll do that on both sides. Make sure that everything is, good and to your liking. And then you'll see me go in after and just sort of clean it up. There's a little bit of bleeding of my gel polish on that straight line, so I'm going to try and make that look a little bit better. Okay, so it's time for the acrylic. I'm going to take the scoop end of a cuticle pusher and I'm just going to douse this nail in acrylic. Make sure you get it on all the sides, make sure all of your little details are covered, and then just tap off any excess and put it in your light to cure. What's really neat about this technique is you don't have to worry about top coating it when it comes out of the lamp. The acrylic cures right into that gel polish and gives a nice mattified, textured, raised finish. It's super cool. And if you've seen it, you know why it's so popular. So once it comes out of the light, you do have to brush off the excess acrylic because it's going to sit on top of whatever top coat you put on the base nail. So I'm just using this little brush to get off any of that excess, and you can see the really cool finish there. For the foil transfer nails, I'm taking this plaid and leaf print foil and I'm just going to press it down. This is a little bit tough on these little tip stands because you need a lot of pressure for foils and chromes and some of these sort of nail art techniques. You need to be able to apply pressure to the tip, and these finicky stands don't always want to cooperate. But you see me peel it up a little bit and I'm checking to see if it's coming off fully. Normally you'll see like a crack where you can see a little bit of light through, so you'll know that the edges are coming off nicely. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? You're trying to get a nice nail art finish, and you can always cover it up with a crystal, some bling, some charms, some glitter, if it doesn't end up coming up perfect. But I got a pretty good release on most of these, and every foil is a little bit different. Some of them you want to press and remove really quickly. Some of them you want to press and hold and rub a little bit. It really is sort of trial and error. But once I get the foil on there and I like it, I'm just going to top coat it with a glossy top coat because I'm going to finish these in matte, but I don't want the foil to bleed. So I've had a little bit of experience with the foil bleeding, like the ink on the foil bleeding when I use a matte top coat directly on top of it. Plus this extra coat of top coat is going to give the nail a little bit more strength. So when my customer wears it, right, she's not feeling like two of her nails are thinner than the other ones that had more coats of gel polish. So once that comes out, like I said, I'm going to just throw a little bit of matte top coat on it. This is the super matte no wipe top coat from Medusa, again in the gold bottles. Very aesthetically pleasing packaging. So we're going to put a nice thin layer on there, make sure it's even, throw it in the lamp, and then we're all done. I really hope you guys liked this tutorial and that it helps you get started on sweater nails. I hope you're having a good week. We'll see you next time.